Welcome to Black and White Recovery. Your hosts have been associated with recovery programs for over 50 years. This show is not associated or related to any 12-step program. The advice is strictly to be taken as advice, or it may be used for drinking games. Always consult with your sponsor, attorney, doctor, or anyone with more common sense other than Lee.
And hi, everybody. Welcome to Black and White Recovery. My name is Lee Honish. I'm joined by Ian Chait. Chait is great. Yeah, we just broke the fourth wall of our anonymity. We are on a roll for today. How are you today, Ian?
I'm excellent.
Okay, so here's
what's going on around my life.
Really? Oh, I can't wait to hear. But I want to ask you a question because you are technically an artiste.
Cursed. I'm cursed.
No, I want to go back to you being an artiste. And by the way, go visit Ian on Facebook or Instagram or whatever he's got. He probably has MySpace still.
I forgot my login on MySpace, but yeah, there's some good pictures up there.
Go and check out the Ferrari with the Throwback Tuesday photo that he's been running for a while. The reason I bring that up, I want to ask your artiste side.
Okay.
Is there such a thing as really art? Yes. I say that all art is marketing. Subversively. It's just a product. Does that make me a cynic?
It means you don't appreciate art.
Not true. Why do I have to pay to go into a gallery?
I've never paid to go into a gallery before in my life.
You understand what I'm saying, though. I mean, somebody wouldn't sell a piece of art if it didn't have value.
No, well, to me, all art is usually sentimental value.
But
I'm not I don't appreciate expressionism. I mean, my idea of an art is a picture of Darth Vader with a says single over his face.
Well, the reason I bring this all up, I'll tell you about my week first.
Modern pop.
My good family friend, Brian Headwelch, the guitarist for Korn.
Yes.
Grammy winner. And considered one of the 100 most influential guitarists in rock and roll history for that sound, I might add. Somebody made that list. It's original. I'll give him that.
Did he make the list?
He did make a list. He actually did make a list.
No, did he? Was he the one that actually did the list?
No, it was somebody weird like it wasn't Spreaker or Pandora, but
Mel Torme? Was it Mel Torme?
I don't think Mel knows anything about guitars. But the reason I bring all that up, he released a movie this week called Loud, Crazy Love. And it's the story of him, his addiction, the depression, trying to raise his daughter having really weird issues, not being raised in the correct environment and what that does to her, and the mental health behind it. The addictions he fought, it's in the movie, so I'm not outing anything. She was a cutter. All kinds of weird things, right? And I've been thinking about this all week, and not this movie specifically, but I was in some kind of meeting, and I couldn't believe I said it, because they wanted me to create content for this new multimedia platform. And I said, all media, all art is just subversive marketing to sell something else. It is. There's no such thing as anybody creating art for art. It doesn't happen anymore. So here would be my stance on that, which is, and I ran that by Brian. I've been running this by everybody I know that's somewhat on the creative side. And here's why I bring it up. I don't, even if your whole thing is, I just created it, right? I don't expect to get payment for it. You want people to see it and acknowledgement, and isn't that payment in itself?
Well, yeah, I guess.
So Brian and I suffer from sort of the same thing. I saw this in the movie, and I was whipping it out on my mom today, to which she goes, she was trying to figure it out herself, because there were four of us who grew up together. Brian, his brother.
That sounded really bad, by the way.
What?
Whipping it out on your mom.
Okay. I tried this out on my mom, who got out of surgery today.
Good.
She didn't get.
She okay?
She had a pain implant. She's got the little electro unit put in. She's 70 some odd years old. I mean, she's had a couple of leg surgeries. She didn't even get any good drugs. Like, I took her prescriptions down to Rite Aid, and here's the hilarious part. Typical addict. I read the scripts, okay, and debated on whether or not I was going to pick it up, right? And I'm looking and it says Flexeril and an antibiotic. I'm like, what the fuck?
Flexeril knocks me out.
Oh, Flexeril's lame as shit. My God. So Brian and I sort of have the same thing. So Brian's older brother and my younger sister are the normal ones, right? They're real normies. And Brian and I are seeking approval from everyone and everything. Is there a coincidence, or am I just trying to put too much together? You know me pretty well.
I think you're trying to put too much together.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because like when I wouldn't say I was a smart performer when I performed. I mean, I knew the business side of what was going on. But, I mean, I'll be the first one to tell you, I might not have been talented, but I knew how to sell it. Now, I could sit there and tell you that for years, I didn't even know what it was. But okay,
but now you're talking about the sake of... Now, did you do it for a business? It was just something to monetize. It's no different than creating a...
No, actually, I didn't really do it for the money. I was in a weird place. I was too young and things went too well for me early in life. You know, if you don't have a rough day in business, there's certain things you just don't do because of the money comes easy.
Okay. Well, I've seen you on the stage presenting now. You present from almost a matter of fact kind of place. You work more from an expert standpoint, but you're very laid back. And I am desperately seeking the approval of the people that I'm presenting to. I mean, our styles are completely different by contrast.
Yeah. Right.
I look like I'm about to have a heart attack when I'm on stage.
Right.
Which, by the way, funny story, nearly happened once in San Jose, where I was mentally talking myself into a heart attack during my first hour and a half. So bad that one of my coaching students ran up and brought me orange juice and a muffin because she said, that's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. You literally started to talk yourself into a heart attack.
Yeah.
But that's the way I've always performed.
See, I'm just the opposite. I'm a walking heart attack anywhere but on stage.
Except on stage, you're very calm, right? And here's the really, really fun comparison part. But when I go and do, when I go out and I do like a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament or the Danny fight or the cage fight or any of the crazy shit that I've done. And by the way, if you're new to the show, go Google it. I gave you the last name. I need more views. 1 million's not enough. And the hate crimes that follow in the comment section. We might have to make that a whole show. Just the hate. Like, you've heard of mean tweets? I've got literally years. People still to this day writing mean, angry shit about that fight. Yeah, it's crazy. Those situations I'm calm. But on stage, where I feel like I'm in more control, I have to push harder.
Okay.
Why do I need the approval? What's wrong with me?
I don't know.
What is that donut hole? And I saw it in Brian's movie. Brian did this great movie. Everybody go see it. It's on Showtimes right now. I went to the Grammy Museums to go see the Grammy Museum, not museums, museum, to go see the premiere. And it was fantastic.
I think I know where that one is. That's
downtown LA. The new one.
That's where they do the day before Grammys.
Yeah, this is the brand new one that
theater,
they built.
What the Stein Theater, Silverman Theater, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I want to say it's something like the Something or Other Theater inside the Grammy Museum. But yes, so we went and did that, and I saw a lot of me in his life. Now he's a meth addict, and he got really real in the movie about being a meth addict. Wow. I don't know if I could do that in a candid format. Somehow film would make it a little different, almost. I don't know if I could do a documentary on myself. Of course I could. I'm a fucking attention whore. Of course I could. So I've been on this kick for the last couple of weeks of, like, there's no art. It's all just selling something else. Because Brian was up there with his daughter and he's doing this, we hope it helps someone. And I guess it does. But at the end of the day, isn't somebody making money on this?
I would hope so.
I mean, the Showtime deal by itself has got to be pretty decent on the surface, right?
He probably would have got more money if it was all about opioids.
Maybe.
I almost said Oompa Loompa.
Well, he said, I mean, they covered depression, they covered cutting, they covered his addiction. It's a great arc of events. They follow it all the way from having the daughter, his ex-wife not getting out of the drugs and cheating on him, then him taking his baby on the road. She starts to have issues connecting with her dad to the point where she literally has to go live basically in a halfway house to learn basic life skills. And his parents, and by contrast, his parents are on the screen, which would be like if I had my mom on the screen doing the running dialogue behind me. It's hilarious because they're best friends, right? My parents are best friends with his parents. So I could picture my mom in that same documentary doing the same shit with me. So why do you think he gets in there and does all that? You know, he was like a normal kid. He was
Well, if you look at enough fourth and fifth steps, they're all, a lot of our resentments are because we didn't get what we wanted in return.
So your final assessment for me is that it's just a coincidence. That he and I have similar... you think it has nothing to do with our upbringing whatsoever? I think one of the
characteristics of being an addict is being a people pleaser.
Okay.
So I think that, and like you say, that attention and acclaim is a sort of payment for art, whatever it is. I mean, I'd like to say there's definitely art and marketing, but I don't know if there's marketing.
I create a lot of content, and this all started because I really did have a fairly big media company, and they didn't know why they brought me in. They didn't know if they brought me in to have a marketing discussion or a content discussion. And I, of course, did what I always do, which is shit all over everything and give them too much to think about. Right. Always my problem, right? You did too much, Lee. Instead of going in and selling what I wanted to sell. And their whole attitude was, so do you know anything about any of the apps that are currently out there? I know we're talking a lot about me. I'll get to your week. I haven't forgotten. Do you know anything about how the media apps and those like DAZN, DAZN, or even Netflix for that matter? Those were all platforms that basically got really large investments from international or large money backing type situations. And they invested into these apps, and then these apps went out and found the content and blow it up, right? And then you turn them public or you sell the product, and that's the end game for the people who build these platforms. So this company I went out to go see has this platform. They've even got a place called the Compound in Burbank. Like, they've got a complete workspace, blue screens, cameras, podcasting, broadcasting, everything you can imagine. It's great. And I walk in like a kid in the candy store, and they're giving me the tour like I'm important. And I looked at him and I said, so what's your plan? I mean, content's king here. What are you going to put on the channel? They said, well, that's kind of like why you're here. What do you think? I said, so you don't know. You're late to the game. You just can't go out and say, pick up boxing. And I said, at this point, all you can do is go out and market, because I feel this is the future.